Start sitting onto your support. Cross your legs, have your left leg to the front. And then cross your legs well at your shin bones and see if your feet can go under your knees. Then lift your armpits away from your outer hips. Spread your clavicles. And then join your palms in front of you. Look down at your hands, that your palms are in the center of your chest, and over all your elbows, that they are in line. And then raise your head and close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor. Release your feet onto the floor. And feel your sitting bones pressing into your support. And from that pressing down, you want to lift your spine up. The crown of your head is facing the ceiling. Then the back of your armpit chest is coming forward, it's coiling forward. And the front of your armpit chest is lifting up. With every exhalation, settle your body, settle your mind. Use the inhalations to lift your spine, to spread the center chest. Spread as well the skin just below your clavicles. And then use your exhalation to release any tension in your head, in your shoulders, and in your lower back. Feel your breath moving inside of you and feel that it's touching all the four corners of your chest. Silently chant the 3 Oms and then we do them together. And keep your chest up, keep the top of your clavicle, the clavicle spreading, and just below your clavicles as well. Spread as well the skin. And then exhale, release your head. Allow your mind to dissolve into the space of your heart. And take your hands down onto your thighs. Keep your armpits tall and then raise your head. Bring up the back of your head in line with your spine, in line with your sacrum. The head of your humerus bones, draw them well into the sockets. Be aware of your own existence in this present moment. And then very gently open your eyes. Keep your gaze straight ahead first. And then change the cross of your legs. Cross the well again at your shin bones so that your feet are under your knees. Then you inhale, raise your arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Be careful not to push your lower ribs forward. Keep them moving back and down. Extend well your hands so you feel that you're lifting your chest away from your hips. And with your next exhalation, turn towards your right. Then again, you inhale to lift up. Exhale, take your hands down and do Parshva Close your eyes for a moment. Have your chin parallel to the floor. Press your sitting bones down. Lift the left armpit chest up and coil the back of your left armpit chest forward. Then your right hand, take it as far back as you can or put it onto your grip. And then you inhale to lift up. Exhale, turn. Turn from your navel to the left, from the left to the right. Then again you inhale, raise up. Exhale, turn your diaphragm. Again you inhale, spread your clavicles, the skin just below your clavicles. Exhale, turn from your left armpit chest towards the right armpit. And if your neck is free, turn your head with your eyes closed towards the right. And then open your eyes, come back to the center. Then again you inhale, raise your arms up, keep your abdomen moving back, turn to the left and then stay there first. Inhale to lift up. When you inhale, you can draw your navel slightly in. Then you exhale, turn some more and bring your arms down. And then let go of your navel. Close your eyes. Now it's the right armpit, back of your armpit chest, which is coming forward. Your right shoulder blade is moving away from the spine. The left shoulder blade as well is moving away from the spine and it's moving in. When you inhale, you do the extensions, you lift up. Exhale, you turn. And start from the bottom of your spine. And eventually turn your head as well with your eyes closed. And then Open your eyes, come back to the center, extend your legs. Do once Adho Mukha Virasana, extend your spine. Join your toes, widen your knees, and then extend forward as much as you can. Keep your mind in your groins and pull them back. Your inner thighs, pull them from the inner knees back towards your groins. Your buttocks have to move back and then down. And then inhale, come up, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Tuck your toes under and come into the dog pose. Look at your hands that they're pressing down, then release your head, keep your arms away from the floor, and then give a good push into your hands to lift your pelvis away from your chest towards the ceiling. The back of your head is released, your arms are moving away from the floor, the front of your thighs is moving away from your trunk, and then push the root of your thighs back. And if you can, extend your heels back and down. Back and down. And lift the skin of your shin bones up. Your outer hips have to move up. Good. Well done. Push your thighs, chain a little bit more. And keep breathing. And then walk forward, come up standing, and then we're going to sit down in Virasana. So take whatever you need to sit in Virasana, facing me. If it is a brick, if it's your blanket, but make sure that the soles of your feet are turning from the big toes to the little toes. And that the little toe, the nail of the little toes on the floor as well. And then if you look at your feet, the inner feet, they should not do like a banana shape. They should be parallel towards each other. From the inner heel towards your big toe, extend back. Put your hands onto the little toes a moment and press your little toes down, the nails of your little toes down. Spread well your clavicles. Take your head back a little bit more, Annika, take it back, so that the back of your head is in line with your sacrum. Then press your shin bones down, and from the inner knees, draw back towards your inner groins. And we are going to do Parvatasana. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms up, bring them first on top of your head. And then let the back of your hands rest there. And then feel first your lower ribs, that they're not coming towards your t-shirt. Move them away from your t-shirt and move them down. And then take your elbows back as much as you can without pushing your lower ribs forward again. And then exhale, very gently, extend your arms up. And keep the head of your humerus bones moving back into their sockets. And then extend from your elbows towards your wrists, and the base of your thumbs is extending up. And from your elbows down towards the inner shoulders. Straighten more your arms, Antonella. And then keep your arms there and lower your head down. Lift your sternum towards your chin towards your sternum. See if your arms can go a little bit further back. But your trapezius muscles at the back, they have to come down. The top of your sternum is spreading. And then look forward again. And extend up. The outer ankle bones, they have to resist one towards the other so that your outer hips as well are compact. Then take your arms down, change the interlock of your fingers. One more time, turn, place the hand onto your head. So when the hand is onto your head, you can really spread more the palms. Then take your elbows back. Lift your pubis up towards your navel, your hip bones up towards your chest. Outer hips compact. And then exhale and extend your arms. See if you can extend them a little bit behind your head by drawing the head of your humerus bones into its socket. And the top of your shoulder blades has to come forward so that you open your armpit chest more. It's like a little bit in dog pose. The arms go away from the floor and the top of your shoulder blades, the head of your shoulder blades are moving in. So you open your armpit chest. And then one more time, look down. Lift your chin, lift your sternum, bring your chin down. See if you can take your arms a little bit further back and lift up. And then look forward and release your arms. Then place your hands onto the floor, come up onto your knees, tuck your toes under. If you have your brick there, squeeze your brick with your inner heels and release your head. If you don't have the brick, don't worry. And then release your trunk down. Look at your knees, pull them up. The inner knees, pull them up. And the outer knees, let them go back. If you have your brick there, squeeze with your inner heels the brick and bring your buttocks forward. And take your hands back a little bit, all of you. Take your hands back. And with every exhalation, allow the trunk to move further down. And then keep squeezing the brick. Put your hands onto your hips. Inhale and then come all the way up. And the more you squeeze the brick with your inner heels, the more you can open your inner knees as well. Good. Now you're going to need either a second mat or a blanket. A blanket probably is fine as well. If you have a blanket, roll your blanket up. So if you have a blanket, you have this size. And then you roll it like Shavasana size or a towel, whatever you have. And then you roll it up very, very tight. Or if you have like a thin, if it happens you have a thin mat, but a blanket is fine because the mat is as well a little bit too strong. Good. And then we are going to do Vajrasana. You can all turn towards me because I just show you from the side, but you turn towards me so you don't have to turn your head. You just bring this rolled blanket, you bring your head down, and then I want you to bring the rolled blanket right into your knees. And then you try to come up and to balance your sitting bones over your heels, which massages your calves. We will feel your calves. So the rolled blanket or your rolled mat is right into your knees. And then you come up and see if you can balance your sitting bones, mamma mia, above your heels. So if it's too much, you can put your brick in between your heels and your sitting bones, or a little blanket. And then lift your hip bones up. The calves, after a while, they will release. And take your arms forward. Imagine a brick in between your hands. Draw the head of your humerus bones back and then raise your arms up. And interlock your thumbs. And extend well your nails up and squeeze your elbows, Stefania. Squeeze your elbows so that your elbows are not bent. And Annika, take a little bit the sides of your lower ribs, take them back. The sides of your waist, resist them back. And then release your calves. Don't hold your muscles there. Just release your calves so that your heels can move onto your buttocks can move onto your heels. Then change the interlock and extend up. When you inhale, lift the front of your spine. And when you exhale, the back of your spine. And the navel bend, draw it back. Then come back down. Take your blanket like 1 centimeter away from your knees, so in the middle of your calves. And then sit back there again. Beautiful. And then release your calves. One more time, take your palms up, arms up, head of your humerus bones back, and then raise your arms up. Interlock your thumbs and extend up. Lift pubis to navel, navel to diaphragm, shin bones down. Your hip bones are lifting up. And release your calves. Let them spread from the center out towards the sides. And then exhale, come back down. And then bring your rolled blanket onto your heels. This is much nicer now. Bring it onto your heels. Bring it onto your heels, and then we are going to do Paschimottanasana. So take your arms out to the sides and see if you can join your palms at the back. Take your little fingertips up. If you cannot join your palms, hold on to your elbows. But take your chest back, so you're not pushing your chest forward. Okay. Then see, can you take your upper arms back a little bit more? Crown of your head is facing the ceiling. The base of your throat is moving back. Your outer ankle bones, resist them towards each other so your outer hips are compact. And then release your right arm, lift it up towards the ceiling. Turn your palm and take it back. If you don't catch your fingers, just hold on to your t-shirt. But keep your left clavicle spread. Press your sitting bones into your heels, and again lift the front of your spine up. The left shoulder blade has to move in. When you inhale, you lift the front of your body, and when you exhale from your shoulders, let the skin drop down. And the deltoid, the left deltoid at the back, you have to spread it from the center out towards the side. Then take your right arm up again, take it down and join it with your left hand. Shoulders back, release your left arm, take it up, extend it up first so you feel the length in the side of your trunk, and then bend it down. And then let your left elbow look towards the ceiling. Spread your right clavicle. And then lift the front of your spine when you inhale and the back of your spine when you exhale. Your outer ankle bones, squeeze them. Your outer hips, squeeze them. And then release your arms. Take your arm back into Paschimottanasana and spread well your clavicles. And then feel that you're not sinking your abdomen down, so that your pubis, the skin is lifting from your pubis towards your diaphragm, from your sternum towards your clavicles. And then release your arms, remove the blanket a moment, and come into Uttanasana. Tuck your toes under, extend your legs without the grip, and do Uttanasana. Look at the color of your feet and release your head. Look at your knees, pull them up. The front of your thighs have to resist away from your abdomen, like your abdomen has to resist away from the thighs. And look along the floor, hands onto your hips, and come up. And we have to do this all one more time. So come into Vajrasana. Take your rolled blanket and stick it into your knees. And you will see that the second time it is better. So bring your head down so that you can really get it into the back of your knees. And then come back sitting. Oh my God, my calves are hurting so much. And then see if you can shiver on top of your sitting bones. Or maybe you're just sitting onto your sitting bones as well. That depends as well on the size of your calves. And then lift up and just extend up. Hold on to your elbows. Raise your elbows up away from your head. Let your sitting bones sink down, let your calves release. You will feel the second time it's a little bit better. Then raise your arms again and change the interlock. And then take your arms up again, take them down, and take your roll to the center of your calves. And then again, sit back, which is a little bit nicer. Now we're going to do Gomukhasana from here. Raise your right arm up, turn your palm and take it down. And then adjust with your left hand, adjust your arm so that the triceps are coming forward, and with your thumb you can push your biceps back. And then release your left arm. First do this internal rotation. Then you go and see if you can catch or the t-shirt or your hand. Then you spread your clavicle. First you spread your clavicle and then you see, can you turn this arm from inside out. And lift your hip bones up. Don't sink down. Your outer hips are compact and you're lifting your chest away from your hips. And then release your hands, both of your hands, release them. Take your left arm up, turn your palm and take it down. And then adjust with the other hand, adjust. See that your elbow can be in line with your hip. Of course, this depends as well on your shoulders. And then take the other arm back and see if you can catch. And once you've caught, you spread your right clavicle and then see, can you turn the left upper arm from inside out. Take your head back, Stefania, take your head back. Your shin bones are pressing down. From the inner knees, draw back towards your inner groins. Lift up, bottom sternum to top sternum. Don't let the skin there sink. Spread underneath your clavicles. See if you can spread. And the skin of your buttocks has to drop down. And then release your arms. Come forward Bring the roll onto your heels and then sit onto your heels. This is the best, I think. And then we're going to do Garudasana with the arms. Take your arms up, join your elbows a little bit, and then bring your right arm over the left and see if you can hold on to your palms. Then look at your right elbow. It should be in line with your shoulders. So lift your elbow up and take your forearms away. Shin bones down, your chest is up. Lift your hip bones. Close your eyes for a moment. And when you inhale, raise your sternum more. And when you exhale, release the top of your shoulders from the seventh cervical towards the tip of your shoulders. And then open your eyes, release your arms. And then we do the other side. Take your arms up, bring your elbows, see if you can even touch your elbows. And then take your left elbow over the right. Palms are touching. Turn the thumbs towards you. And then take your left elbow. You can see your left elbow. Take it on the same height than your shoulder. Then close your eyes. Take your forearms away from your face. And every inhalation you lift up. And when you exhale, let the skin from your shoulders, let it drop down. Open your eyes, release your arms, come forward, release your blanket, and then one more time, Uttanasana. Tuck your toes under, Uttanasana. Spread all your toes. Lift your inner ankle bones up, the outer ankle bones up. And then look at your knees that they are alike. Let the back of your head hang completely, Antonella and Jane. Let the back of your head go down completely. And then put your hands onto your hips. Inhale, come up, come all the way up, look up towards the ceiling, and then look straight ahead. Then take your two bricks, put them like this, one behind the other. And then I want you to come to the front of your bricks, and then you bring your heels onto the bricks. And then this time you can give me a side view. Have your feet hip width. And then just stand in Tadasana. Spread your clavicles. Extend your arms down. Push your thighs back a little bit, sit. Spread all your toes. And Antonella, take the center of your buttocks more in. So the center of your buttocks more in, the front of your thighs more back. Look straight ahead, raise your arms up for Urdhva Hastasana without pushing your trunk forward. And then feel, the more you press the inner heels into the bricks, feel that you open more the inner knees. Don't move your trunk, only look up, move your head to look up. And when you exhale, try not to lean back, lean forward and come down for Uttanasana. And if you go back a little bit, when you are down, bring your buttocks forward again. And release your head. And the inner heels have to press down. Release the back of your head, feel the length in the front of your legs as well, not only in the back of your legs. From the inner knees, you have to lift up towards your groins. The occipital bone is hanging down, but your shoulders are moving away from the floor. Bring your buttocks forward, Jane, and not to fall forward, you have to resist with your inner thighs back. Antonella, take your buttocks forward. And place your hands back onto your hips. Look along the floor. Press your big toes down. Inhale, come all the way up. Look up towards the ceiling. Look straight ahead and come down and move around. Move to the back of your bricks. And then we do the other side where you have to bring the half moon of your feet onto the bricks. And your toes are lifted up. So see if you can, bring the half moon of your feet onto the bricks. Look at your heels. They should point straight back and lift your toes. If this is not possible, take the rolled blanket. And then bring the center buttocks forward. Bring your shoulders back as much as you can. The head back. Spread your clavicles. Press the base of your big toes well into the bricks and lift your toes up. And then raise your arms, look up towards the ceiling, extend well your calves into your heels, and then exhale, come down again for Uttanasana. And when you're down, bring your buttock forward and lift your toes. It doesn't matter if the bricks lift. Lift your toes, look at your knees, inner knees up, outer knees back, and release your trunk down. Sit. Good. And feel your calves. Feel your calves well done. And then you can bend your legs, put your hands onto the floor, walk your feet back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And keep that feeling in your thighs, in your calves, as well in your thighs, but more in your calves. Extend from the back of your knees down towards your hips. And then the arms are extending away from the floor. Your thighs are extending away from the floor. The front of your thighs, lift them up and then push them back. And eventually you have to get your heels down so that you can extend the back of your legs down. And then walk forward, put your hands onto your hips, inhale and then come up. Look up towards the ceiling and then look straight ahead. And now I want you to do Supta Virasana. See if you can do it with little support as you can. You can even take the rolled blanket or put your blanket there. If you know you cannot do it, get a bolster. And Jane, if you cannot do it, then you just, I can show you with the chair actually, Jane. So just I show you first. Have enough space so you can take your arms over. So again, you sit in Virasana. And when you go back, don't go back like this because then you break your spine. You have to lift up your hips. And then you extend your sacrum towards your knees. Press your shin bones down like you've done in Virasana. Press your shin bones down and then you go over your support. and extend the occipital bone. And first stay there with your palms pressing into your heels to extend well your shin bones. So use as much height as you need, of course. And do you want to try it like this, Jane? Yes. And you can even put the balls down top, Jane, as well. Good. And Stefania, keep your knees closer, so the knees have to point straight forward. Well done. And then put your hands onto your heels, Stefania, and push your shin bones away. Push your feet away. Well done, Jane. Even if you have to lift, Jane, a little bit your knees, you could have stuck a blanket under the knees. That would be fine as well. Good, Stefan. And then keep breathing. So if you have little under your trunk, take your arms straight over, sit. Take your arms straight over with your palms facing up. If you have a bolster under your spine, then you just fold your arms and take your arms over your head. If it does aggravate your spine, then you keep your arms down. Inhale, exhale through your nostrils. No pain in your lower back. Is it too much for your knees, Jane?
Is your buttock on the ground?
Yeah, my buttock is on the ground, but in this one you can cheat a little bit. You can just keep your buttocks away. So when you start, you sit, and then when you come up, you can leave your buttocks off the ground. Of course, when you can take it down, you take it down. But if you can, if you have to, you can leave it a little bit off the ground, but you have to extend the skin of your buttocks towards your heels so that you really feel a nice stretch on your thighs. You shouldn't feel anything in your lower back. So either you have your arms straight with your palms facing up, or you're holding your elbows. Then your shin bones have to press down. The soles of your feet are turning from the big toe to the little toes. Your outer hips are compact. And your hip bones, the ilium bones, they want to move one towards each other. They don't really move, but the sensations should be that they want to move one towards each other and then up towards your chest. Press the back of your head into your support. If you have your arms straight, press the back of your hands into the floor and the others, the elbows, into your bolster. And breathe. Inhale into your thighs. Exhale, release all the tension. If your arms are folded, change the fold of your arms, but stay there. From the inner knees, draw up towards your inner groins. The back of your thighs have to turn from inside out. Long, smooth inhalations, long, smooth exhalations. Don't puff your abdomen. Then take your arms back forward, bring it into your heels, push again your heels away, shin bones down, the top of your shin bones as well wants to be onto the floor. Your hip bones, lift them up towards your chest. And then very gently make your way up sitting. Press your elbows down. Keep your head hanging back. Come onto your elbows. And then inhale, exhale, come back, sitting. And then take your hands forward and step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your hands down, extend your legs, and keep your support there for a moment and extend into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then once your heels are down, then press well your inner heels down again. So that you feel more, you're opening your inner knees. And walk forward, come up, remove your support, and then we are going to do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. So if you cannot do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, you need a piece of wall. So if you cannot do the handstand, then you can do the other way around. You can just put your hands onto the floor and then take your legs up the wall, like this. But if you can do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, just turn around, place your hands onto the floor, and then come first well onto your tiptoes, walk in, and then if you can, lift one leg and jump up elegantly. And then when you're up, it's your shoulders that want to move towards the wall and your buttocks that want to move away from the wall. Let me see. Oh, well done, Stefan. Extend the inner heels, extend the inner heels. Push your thighs up, Jane. Push your thighs up. Good. And then see, can you take your shoulders more to the wall and the middle buttocks away from the wall? Vai, vai Stefania, avvicinati al muro poco poco, Stefi. Good. Keep your big toes touching, Stefan. Keep your big toes touched. And then exhale, come back down. And then try to go one more time up with the other leg. The others as well. Bring first the other leg up to the wall. And then both. And push the root of your thighs. If you have the feet at the wall, push the root of your thighs up. Actually, I find the half handstand more difficult than the one bringing the legs to the wall. Yes, well done, Annika. Jump. Echo. You have to exhale, Annika. Exhale. If your wrists are hurting, Stefania, keep your thumbs around your wrists. Well done. And then lift up. Annika, lift up. Your middle buttock has to come forward. And your shoulders want to move back. And then exhale. All of you come down. Release a moment into Uttanasana. Release down in Uttanasana. Pull your kneecaps up. Press well the inner heels down and feel the connection with your inner knees. And then look along the floor, hands onto your hips, come up. And now we're going to do just a short Shirshasana, just a straight Shirshasana, like 3 minutes. You can stay against the wall. If If you're not going to do Shirshasana, you can take your legs up the wall or you can take your legs up with the belt. It's fine as well. I'm just going to show because I'm recording it for someone. So you interlock your fingers, have your wrists onto the floor, and then place the crown of your head down. And then push, like you've pushed your shin bones to the floor in Supta Virasana. Now you have to press your forearms into the floor. And tuck your toes under, walk in, lift your shoulders, and then come up. Or with one leg at a time, both legs at a time, like you wish. Press your shin bones down, take your feet forward a little bit, Stefan. And again here, extend your inner hips. And then your buttocks more in, sit, buttocks more in. And all of you, well done Jane, extend the inner hips. Take your shoulders away from the floor. And lift your buttocks up. And the inner heels, extend the inner heels. Imagine, Stefan, imagine you're standing with your feet onto the ceiling. Brava, steady. All of you spread well the soles of your feet from your big toes to the little toes. 1 more minute. Keep breathing. Stay there. Keep breathing. When you inhale, your forearms have to press down. The outer elbows, they're resisting towards the inner elbows, but of course they're not moving. They're just resisting towards the inner elbows. And then the inner arm, your biceps, they have to lift up. While your triceps, the outer arms from your shoulders, they have to resist down. Last few breaths. Long, smooth inhalation. Long, smooth exhalation. And then keep lifting your shoulders and come down. Come down, rest a moment in Adho Mukha Virasana. Bring your mind into your groins and take your groins deep into the body. And come up standing. You need the 2 bricks. You're going to do Parshvottanasana. And take both bricks towards the right side. And then stand in the middle of your mat. Join your big toes, feel your calves. I can feel my calves. Extend from the knees down towards the heels and then squeeze your outer shin bones. Your outer hips, your outer shoulders, squeeze them well in. The crown of your head, let it look towards the ceiling. Your outer hips are squeezing and your chest is lifting away from your hips. Then spread your arms out to the sides. Bring your hands forward. Bend your legs. Jump or step your legs apart. And your arms. Don't go too wide. It's not like Trikonasana width. It's a little bit shorter. Turn your palms up. Take your arms back. And then raise your arms for Urdhva Hastasana. And then here again, see, can you take your arms a little bit behind your head, but push the top of your shoulder blades in. Then turn your left foot 60 degrees in, lift the heel, turn it out more. Keep your arms extending so that you're not collapsing forward. Turn the whole of your right foot and have your right heel in line with the left heel. And keep lifting your arms up. Then lift from your pubis chain, lift up. Your outer hips are compact. The left hip is coming forward, the right hip is moving back. Look up, extend your arms more. Exhale, come down. Bring your hands onto your bricks in line with your ankle bones. And then look along the floor. Your shoulder blades have to move in. The abdomen has to move up. Look at your right foot and then lift your foot off the floor. So you're only pressing the heel into the floor. Lift your toes as much as you can. Feel how your right hip is coming up higher. Push your left thigh back. Then keep your right hip as it is and bring first your big toe. See if you can put your big toe first onto the floor and then all the other toes. Then turn your navel towards the right and walk your hands with your bricks. Walk your hands forward as much as you can. Keep your outer right hip back. Think more of your outer right hip moving back from the knee up towards the hip. Navel towards the right, and if you can, extend over your leg. Do your maximum. But don't close the top of your shoulders. From the 7th cervical, you have to spread. Your outer right hip is lifting up, and the left thigh is pushing back. And both heels are on the floor, especially the back heel. Keep breathing. Keep the legs straight, Stefania. Keep the front legs straight. Go lower down, but keep the legs straight. When you inhale, you want to lift the front of your spine. And when you exhale, the back of your spine. From your shoulders back towards your hips. Then look forward, walk your bricks back, but keep them away from your foot. Lift them up, put your fingertips onto the bricks, keep your right hip back. Inhale, come up again in Urdhva Hastasana. Turn your feet forward. Lift up first, lift from your pubis up, and then go and get the bricks and place them onto the left side. And take your arms up again. And then again, middle bucket forward, lift up, turn your right foot well in. Lift the heel, turn it out more. Turn the whole of your left foot and bring the left heel in line with the right heel. And lift up, turn your trunk towards the left. Roll your right hip forward. Look up to lift your arms more, to extend your spine more. Press your calves down and then come down. First, put your hands onto the bricks near your inner and outer ankle bone. So then we adjust first the hips. Lift your left foot off the floor. See if your toes can go and touch your shin bones. And when you do this, don't forget the work in your right thigh. Push the thigh back. And then bring your foot down and first see, can you touch with your big toe the floor first. And then keep your left hip up as it is. From the outer knee, extend towards your outer hip. And then walk your bricks forward as much as you can. Keep your calves resisting towards your heels. Turn your navel towards the left thigh and then extend over your leg as much as you can. And don't lose the work in your left thigh. Actually, both thighs have to move back. And your chest wants to move forward away from your hips. And when you inhale, extend the front of your spine. And when you exhale, the back of your spine. And then look forward, walk your bricks back, walk the bricks high. Come out to your fingertips. Inhale, raise your arms up. Keep your arms up, turn your feet forward. Then look at your big toes. Now you can widen a little bit your feet and widen your heels as well. Let your heels be wider to the side. Lift up, front of your spine, lift it up. Your thighs are resisting back. And then you exhale, calm down. Prasarita Padottanasana, hold on to your outer ankle bones. Release your trunk down, the crown of the head. Let it face the floor or let it touch the floor. Your inner thighs, they have to hit away from each other so that you bring more weight onto your outer feet. Release your head and Katja. As well as Stefania, release your head. And lift your head, put your hands onto the floor. First join your heels, then your toes, then your heels, toes, and come up. And now adjust for Sharvangasana. If you prefer to do it in the chair, you can do it in the chair. Otherwise, adjust. Just going to do a straight Sharvangasana. And then we're going to do Ekapada. So we were taking one leg forward. So see whatever you need for your Sharvangasana. If you want to do it with a chair, you can happily do it with a chair. Have something for your hips if you need. If you want to use a belt, use a belt. Yes, take the bolster. Yes, well done, Stefania. You can do it with the chair. Then you're lying down and your head is off your support. And the neck is free. When you do it with the chair, the neck is supported by your bolster. But if you're doing it on the floor, the neck is free. Then bend your legs. See if you can take them into Halasana. The people with the chair, you can go straight up. And then see how far down can you walk your hands. And then come up, first one leg, then the other leg. And keep your hands, you can move your hands always lower down. And then see, can you join your inner ankle bones? Can you spread the soles of your feet and extend your inner heels up? And then stay there, don't turn your heads. Good, well done, Jane. You can have your elbows a little bit closer, Jane, but that's okay if they're, but because you're straight. Yes, Annika, there you are. So first stay there, stand well your heels, press your elbows down. See, and Katja, you can take your hands a little bit lower down. if it works, because then you can push your shoulder blades well into the body. Stay there for 1 minute straight. Stand well into your inner heels. And then keep your left heel extending up into the air, and take your right leg straight forward, halfway. Keep it straight, the right leg. Keep your right leg, both legs are straight. One is pointing in. Don't take the left leg back, Jane. Keep it straight. You can do as well as Stefania. Take your right leg halfway forward. Yes, well done. The leg is coming forward, but your thigh is moving up. Lower down, Jane. Bring your right leg halfway down. Good. Push your thigh up, Katja. Push your thigh up. Then raise the leg up again. Join the feet. Extend first both arches of your feet up. And then listen, keep your right leg where it is. Just extend the heel up. And then take your left leg halfway forward without bringing your right foot back. Back, well done. Bring the leg more down, Stefan, but I think you just froze. You just freezed. Keep breathing. The left thigh has to extend up, and your hips want to be in line. And then raise your leg up again, and then stay there. Stay there with both legs up for 1 more minute. Inhale, if you can, come into Halasana. You can do with the chair as well. You can come into Halasana. Bring your feet over your head. Just make sure you're not collapsing with the whole of the chair. And then interlock your fingers and extend your arms back. Your feet in one direction and your arms into the opposite direction. And walk your feet a little bit further away. Press your upper arms down and your thighs, press them up. Then change the interlock of your fingers if you're not holding the chair. Your armpits have to move into your support. Then release your hands and very gently, vertebra per vertebra, roll down. Bring your feet down. If you have the chair, keep your calves onto the seat of the chair. And the others, come off your support with your shoulders. Arms, all of you over your head. And then cross your legs. If you have the chair, keep your calves there. Otherwise, cross your legs. Then change the cross of your legs. And then place your feet down and come out of your pose. Then remove your things, have a grip. You're going to do Paschimottanasana, but in a slightly different way. Have a break. And it's like when we do Uttanasana, where your sitting bones, when you do Uttanasana, the sitting bones have to go up towards the ceiling. I want you all to sit on your brick with your thighs, but your sitting bones, I want you to hang off the brick. So the sitting bones are off the brick, and the top of your thighs, your hamstrings are on top of the brick. Then bring your hands down. First sit upright as much as you can. Keep your feet a little bit apart. So your sitting bones are off the brick. Then you inhale, raise your arms up. So the brick is actually only for your thighs. So your sitting bones, I want to move down and back. Then come forward, hold onto your feet, onto your shin bones if you don't reach. And now let your sitting bones move away to the wall behind you. Your inner heels are moving forward, your sitting bones are moving back like an elastic band. You're pulling it from both sides. And the inner heels are moving away from each other as well. Spread your clavicles, lift bottom sternum to top sternum. And if this is your maximum, you stay there. If you can, you bend your elbows, keep your abdomen long, keep your sitting bones moving away from that brick, and then release your trunk down. And your calves have to extend away from the floor and towards your heels. The inner heels are moving forward and your sitting bones are moving towards the wall behind you. And then lift your head, walk your hands back, and then come off the brick, and we are going to do Janu Shirshasana. So if you need a blanket, have a blanket nearby. You can just stay from the side, but let me think. So first we are going to bend the left leg. So you're all on the side. Yeah, then I bend my left leg as well. I turn to the front. I turn to the front, but I do bend my left leg as well. So bend your left leg. And in Janu Shirshasana, the foot goes towards its own thigh, and you don't want to twist your hips. So your hips want to stay in line. Bring your left hand against your left shin bone and push it back. So the right leg is straight. You can take your right leg a little bit to the right. Push your left shin bone back and lift up. With your right hand, push into the floor to lift your spine up. The left buttock has to move away from your sacrum and it moves towards the left, and your navel is turning towards the right. Then inhale, raise your arms up, push your right thigh down, and come forward like you've done before in Paschimottanasana. Come forward. Extend well your calf, pull your thigh up. Extend the inner heel away from you. You can keep your right hand onto the floor actually. So you can turn the abdomen more towards the right. Then inhale, bend both elbows out to the sides. Don't bring your left knee forward, and see if you can lower your trunk. You can put a brick or a bolster, anything on top of your shin bone, so you can rest your head. And then if you have the balance, you can hold with both hands the foot and keep extending from the left groin towards the left inner heel. But your left buttock is spreading away from your sacrum. The sides of your neck are long, and the back of your shoulder, top of your shoulders are spreading from the 7th cervical out towards the sides. Turn your navel a little bit more towards the right. And then lift your head, look forward, inhale, raise your arms up, extend them up so that you extend your spine, and then take your arms down and extend the leg. First stay in Dandasana, and then you bend your right leg, goes out to the side without moving your hip. Your hips are not moving. The foot goes towards its own side, and the left leg, you can take it a little bit out. Then place your right hand in front of your shin bone first, and turn your navel towards the left. Keep your trunk upright, turn your navel towards the left. Inhale, raise your arms up, and use your arms to lift up, lift out of your spine, out of your hips. Come forward. Hold on with your right foot, put your left foot and hold with your right hand, put your left hand onto the floor, and then see, can you turn a little bit more. Feel your right buttock, don't squeeze it. It has to spread from the center out towards the sides, and it has to move down. And one side is not like the other side. So if you need more height here, use more height. Then bend your elbows and see if your head can lower onto your foam, onto your brick, onto your bolster, whatever you have. And then see, can you hold your foot with both hands. And breathe. Extend from your right groin towards the right inner knee. And your buttock, the right buttock, move it away from your sacrum. Keep the sides of your neck free and long. And raise your head, look up, extend your arms up to the ceiling, and then take your arms down. And then extend your legs. We're going to do one more Paschimottanasana, but without the brick now. So if you need a little bit of blanket, use it. But remember that your sitting bone has to move away. The inner heel has to move in one direction, sitting bone into the other direction. Raise your arms up. Okay. Lift your arms more, Annika. Lift you straighten your arms. Remember, the more you straighten your arms, the more you lengthen your spine. And push your thighs down. Let the front of your thighs roll from outside in. Look up, come forward, hold on to your feet, but keep looking up first. Take your shoulders back and all the structure underneath your neck, push it into your body. The front of your thighs, pull them up and push them down. Spread your navel bend, and then you exhale, pull your trunk towards your feet first, and then release your trunk down. Head down, trunk down. Keep your elbows bent so that your shoulder blades are staying broad. And the back of your thighs, the ones who looks towards the floor, they have to turn from inside out. Stay there. Take long, smooth inhalations, long, smooth exhalations. Raise your head, don't lift your arms anymore, walk your hands back, come up and then prepare for Shavasana. Lie down. Sure you're warm enough. And then make sure that your arms are equidistant from your trunk. That your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Your big toes are rolling out towards the little toes. So as well the thighs are rolling from inside out. Exactly the opposite of what we do during the class. Only that you have to feel, or you have to have the sensation that your hip bones are still coming towards each other. So it keeps your sacrum spread. Feel all the points touching the floor. And with every exhalation, let that point become broader. Allow the whole of your body to settle. Settling into the floor, into the earth for deep renewal. And then try to feel each part of your body. Toes, your feet, your shin, so on until you reach your head. Feel your face. Let all the facial muscles release, spread from the center out towards the sides. Notice your jaw and become aware of the sensation in your mouth. Without moving, feel the roof of your mouth underneath the tongue. Notice your teeth, your gums, the tongue, the root of your tongue. The tongue is moving back towards its own root. And the entire mouth has a sensation. Let the sides of your head, let them drop down towards the floor. Sides of your chest as well, let them drop down. And the sides of your waist. Feel a sense of quietness, a sense of ease in the whole of your organic system. Breath is becoming slower, smoother, and that will have a resonance on your nervous system. Feel your breath. Follow your breath. You can look down towards your heart and mentally follow the flow of your breath. The normal inhalations and the normal exhalations. The breath has no concern, no conditions, and it's free to move naturally. And the mind flows into this natural rhythm of your breath. And when you inhale, on the inhalations, have a sense of gratitude and appreciation in the mind for the gift of life. And on the exhalation, the mind releases into a sense of surrender, humility, even mystery. We do not know if the next inhalation comes. So allow the mind to be comfortable in that mystery. Completely let go. Floor is there to hold you up. Just feel the pulse of life.